First story whispers on Route 42. I never thought a routine patrol on a quiet highway could turn into something I still can't explain. My name's Jake Miller, a state trooper assigned to the outskirts of Amarillo, Texas. It was one of those late spring nights when the heat still lingered, but the darkness crept in fast, swallowing the horizon whole. I was cruising along Route 42, a stretch of road known for little more than its endless flatlands and occasional tumbleweed. Just me, my cruiser, and the hum of the radio. About midnight, I noticed a flicker on the side of the road, a figure standing by the guardrail. At first, I thought it was a stranded driver, but as I got closer, I saw something off. The person wasn't waving or signaling, they just stood there, perfectly still, like a statue made of shadow. I flicked the siren low, pulled over, and stepped out, radio in hand, voice calm but ready. "Evening, sir, everything okay?" I called out. No answer. Just that cold silence. The figure didn't move. I took a few steps forward. Then I saw it. A flash of white, like a face briefly lit by a distant car's headlights. But it wasn't a face I recognized or wanted to see. Suddenly, a piercing scream ripped through the air. Unnatural, desperate. I spun around, heart pounding. The radio sputtered and went dead static. I fumbled, trying to get a signal back, but it was like the night itself swallowed the sound. I glanced back at the figure. Gone. Just empty road and silence. I got back in the cruiser, started the engine, and radioed dispatch. No response. The clock on the dash blinked erratically like it was glitching. The temperature gauge dropped fast from 70 to freezing cold, even though the night was warm. I decided to head back toward town, but the road seemed different. The lines on the asphalt twisted oddly. The trees that usually lined the roadside were thicker, darker, and the air smelled like burnt sulfur. Suddenly, headlights appeared behind me. Another car, maybe someone else out late. I blinked, but the lights vanished, like swallowed by a fog that wasn't there a moment ago. I pressed on, gripping the wheel tight, breath shallow. Then, a voice came through the radio, whispering my name, not through the speaker, but inside my head. "Jake, come back." I slammed the brakes. The cruiser skidded on the gravel shoulder. I stepped out, the night suddenly still, as if holding its breath. The figure from before appeared again, closer this time, but it wasn't human. Eyes black voids, skin pale, almost translucent, dripping like wet paper. I tried to run, but my legs felt glued to the ground. The figure stretched out a hand, cold as ice, and touched my shoulder. My vision blurred. Suddenly, I was somewhere else. I opened my eyes in the same cruiser, but the dashboard read October 10th, 1998. My radio crackled to life with dispatch chatter I didn't understand. I looked outside. The highway was crowded, but everyone stared right through me, like I was a ghost. I realized then, the figure didn't want to kill me. It wanted to trap me, stuck forever between moments, between the living and whatever lies beyond. I'm still here, somewhere on Route 42, a patrolman lost in time, watching the world move on without me. If you ever drive that highway late at night, listen for the whisper. It might call your name next. Second story. The Gravekeeper's last broadcast. I've been a cop in Trenton, New Jersey for over 15 years. I've seen gang shootings, domestic horrors, even a guy who tried to flush his own severed fingers down a gas station toilet. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for the night I got the call about Whistler's Grove Cemetery. It came through the radio just past 2 a.m., a disturbance reported at the cemetery on the north edge of town. Dispatch said it was an old man screaming, said he'd locked himself inside the groundskeeper's hut and claimed they were coming out of the ground. I remember chuckling, assuming it was some drunk or a junkie high on whatever they cook in their basements nowadays. I was wrong. The moment I pulled up to the gates, something felt off. The night was too still. Not a single cricket, no wind. Even the moon seemed stuck, like it was watching. The cemetery was surrounded by thick pines and a rusted iron gate that groaned when I pushed it open. My flashlight flickered as I stepped inside. The hut was about 100 yards in, past rows of leaning gravestones and weather-eaten angels. As I walked, I kept hearing what I thought was whispering, faint, just at the edge of hearing. I turned more than once, expecting to see someone behind me, but the path was always empty. When I reached the hut, I knocked. No answer. I knocked again, harder this time. "Police! Sir, open up!" A hoarse voice responded from inside. "You're too late. They are already awake." I jimmied the door open and stepped inside. The smell hit me first, like old meat and wet soil. The man was crouched in the corner, filthy, eyes wide like he hadn't blinked in hours. "They only come when it's a full moon on the 13th, he muttered. "They told me to feed them. I didn't. I couldn't. I tried calling in for backup, but my radio just hissed. No signal." I guided him outside, but he stopped cold. His breath fogged the air, though it was warm. He pointed behind me. "There, they come." I turned. The graves were opening, slowly, methodically, earth parting like it was being pushed from below. Fingers, long and gray, broke the surface first, then faces, if you could call them that, hollow, sunken, skin stretched too tight, eyes, God, the eyes, pale and wrong, like they remembered too much. I drew my weapon. "Back! I'm warning you!" They didn't stop. The old man screamed and ran. I followed, heart pounding, but the cemetery changed. The path behind us was gone. The gravestones twisted, warped. Some had my name on them. We reached the chapel near the rear of the cemetery. I kicked the doors open and shoved a bench against them. The man was muttering again, more nonsense. No, not nonsense, names. Dozens of them, including mine. "They told me who's next," he said, laughing through tears. "You're next." I shoved him against the wall. "What the hell is going on here?" He only pointed to a dusty old radio in the corner. They talk through it. Every night before they take someone, the radio crackled. A voice came through, not quite human, wet, slurred, but it said my name, over and over. "Jet away from that." I smashed the radio. Silence. The man collapsed, still breathing but barely. Outside, I heard digging, closer now. I stayed until sunrise. When the light hit the chapel windows, the noises stopped. I carried the man to my cruiser. The path was back. The cemetery looked normal. I got him to the hospital. He died 3 days later. No one believed me. The audio recorder in my patrol car was wiped clean. My radio logs from that night, corrupted. But every year, on the 13th of May, I hear that voice again. In my dreams, on my police scanner, and yesterday I found a gravestone in my backyard. It had my name, my badge number, and today is the 13th. Third story. The painted grin that took them all. It was a call unlike any I'd taken in my 10 years on the force. I was finishing my coffee in the cruiser parked near Franklin Street in Dunsmore, Ohio, when the radio crackled in. "Dispatch to Unit 14, we have a possible child abduction. Caller reports a man dressed as a clown seen luring children into a white van near Willow Creek Park." I blinked hard. A clown? The coffee no longer tasted right. I tossed the cup and flipped the lights. Willow Creek Park was just 8 minutes out. I arrived to find two mothers sobbing near the swing sets. One clutched a torn pink backpack, the other was screaming, "He took them! He took our babies!" "Ma'am, how many?" "3? 3 children? He had balloons." I scanned the area, nothing but trees, fading daylight, and a dog barking far off. "Did you see his face?" She shook her head. Painted white, huge red smile. He laughed the whole time. I called for backup and got statements. The clown had promised the kids candy and a magic trick. Said his name was Jangles. No license plate, no prints, no trace. Only a red balloon tied to the monkey bars. That night, I couldn't sleep. I looked up every sex offender in the county. No clowns, no vans. Nothing fit. The next day, I interviewed a boy who had gotten away. His name was Billy Harper. He was 6. He said he had a circus in the woods, real lions, and cotton candy that never melts. Where did he take the others, Billy? The kid looked at me with wide, shaking eyes. He walked backwards, into the trees. He was humming. Then they disappeared. Disappeared how? Like, poof. Like they got sucked into a shed. Billy started screaming then. Said the clown would come for him next. We put him in protective custody. 2 days later, he vanished from his bed. No broken windows, no forced entry, just another balloon, red, floating near the ceiling. I lost sleep. I drank. I saw his face in dreams, that painted grin. Then the calls started, late at night, static. Then a voice. "Do you want to see where they went, officer?" The voice would laugh, long and low, then cut out. My wife left me after I started tearing out every tree near Willow Creek. I knew he was hiding there. I found a clearing, not on any map, just a circle of dirt, surrounded by trees, all bent inward like something heavy had sat there for years. In the center, I found shoes, children's shoes, at least 10 pairs. I called it in. The next day, the clearing was gone. Grass, normal trees, no sign of what I saw. They thought I made it up. They pulled my badge. But I didn't stop. I went back every night. And one night I heard him, that song. Round and round the clowns all spin. Pull one in and he'll begin. I followed the sound. My flashlight flickered, then died. I was in the dark. And then I saw the glow. Not of light, but of color. Bright red, neon blue, green like rot. It was a tent, a full circus tent, in the middle of the woods. I stepped in. The lights inside didn't come from bulbs. They pulsed like veins. Rows of empty chairs, a stage, and on that stage, he stood. Jangles, his grin split his face like a wound. His eyes were pure black. His hands, too many fingers. "Welcome, officer," he said. "I saved you a seat." Children sat in the front row, pale, still, staring ahead. One turned. It was Billy. "Don't clap," he whispered. "If you clap, he starts." But I clapped. I was shaking, terrified. I clapped once. Jangles bowed, and the show began. The tent swallowed the sound. The air turned thick. I saw memories play out on stage. Me, my childhood, my parents arguing, my failures, my sins. He was peeling them out of me. "Do you like the show?" he asked. I screamed, drew my gun, fired, pop! A balloon burst. "That's all." He laughed louder than thunder. I ran. I don't remember how I got out, just that I woke up near Willow Creek, mouth full of dirt, clothes soaked, no tent, no kids. But they're still there. Every week, another child goes missing in Dunsmore, and every time, they find a balloon, red, floating, smiling.